Welcome to Seeking Alpha's Wall Street Lunch, our afternoon update on today's market action, news, and analysis. Good afternoon. Today is Monday, April 1st, and I'm your host, Kim Kahn. Our top story so far. Apple's iPhone saw unit sales drop 4% year over year in February, with most of the declines concentrated in the US, India, and China. That's according to checks by UBS. Global iPhone sales for the month totaled 17.4 million, down from 18.1 million in February 2023. Weak carrier upgrade rates combined with the success of Samsung's S24 series prompted a 9% drop in U.S. sales. Meanwhile, China's local smartphone brands continued to gain market share, prompting a 16% year-over-year drop. Sales in India were also down 13% year-over-year. UBS says Apple will sell about 51 million iPhones during the quarter ended March 31st, down from 56 million last year. In addition, based on supply chain analysis, Loop Capital now projects that Apple's revenue and EPS will decline in 2024. That would be the first drop since 2016. Loop cut its price target to $170. In today's trading, action is volatile as the market digests inflows of cash to kick off the second quarter. The Nasdaq and S&P are higher, and the Dow is in the red. Bond market trading is more definitive, with rates moving higher following U.S. manufacturing data. The 10-year Treasury yield is up 10 basis points, back above 4.3% to a two-week high. While the March S&P Global PMI arrived a little lower than expected at 51.9, it still remained in expansion territory, and the more closely watched ISM Manufacturing Index showed expansion for the first time in 17 months. The index rose to 50.3, above expectations of 48.3, and up from 47.8 in February. Pantheon macroeconomist Oliver Allen says the headline index of the ISM is now back above the 50 mark for the first time since September 2022, and both the ISM and S&P Global PMI now seem to have broken out of the narrow depressed range where they have been stuck for some time. That said, any recovery in manufacturing will probably be gradual, given that inventories are elevated, external demand is soft, and long-term interest rates remain relatively high. The rise in rates erased an earlier gold rally that set a new record at $22.65. Among active stocks, Citi is staying bullish on semiconductors as an industry trade group showed that February sales came in above seasonality. Sales for February were $43.6 billion, up 0.8% month over month. Citi analyst Christopher Danley said the driver was higher dynamic random access memory sales. Micron Technology is still the firm's top pick, although it has buy ratings on AMD, Broadcom, Analog Devices, Microchip Technology, and ON Semiconductor. UPS is replacing FedEx as the U.S. Postal Service's primary air cargo provider, and Abbott Labs said it had received FDA clearance for its iStat traumatic brain injury test cartridge to be used with whole blood in the evaluation of patients with suspected concussions. That would allow for lab-quality results within 15 minutes. Previously, tests of TBI were cleared only for use with plasma or serum, which required samples being sent to a lab for processing. In other news of note, United Airlines is asking pilots to take unpaid time off in May as a shortage of new aircraft from Boeing continues to plague the carrier. Due to recent changes in our Boeing deliveries, the remaining 2024 forecast block hours for United have been significantly reduced, the pilots' union said in a note viewed by CNBC. Manufacturing and certification delays at Boeing are sending reverberations through the airline industry, with some carriers looking to Airbus to accept unfilled orders at Boeing, and others cutting schedules and suspending new pilot hires, citing a lack of aircraft. United's expansion plans are also being stifled by the FAA, which recently warned that the carrier could be prevented from adding more routes and barring passengers from flying on newly delivered aircraft after a spate of issues. And in the Wall Street Research Corner, the Wells Fargo equity team identified 14 high-conviction, catalyst-driven stock opportunities for the second quarter, including 2 Magnificent Seven names. The list includes 10 long or overweight trades and 4 short or underweight trades. The list, updated each quarter, indicates where analysts see significant Q2 24 catalysts that could drive meaningful upside or downside. Among the long ideas are Amazon, Citigroup, and Devon Energy. Tesla is on the short list. See all the 14 trades in our story on Seeking Alpha. That link will be right at the top of show notes. That's all for today's Wall Street Lunch. Look for links for stories in the show notes section. Don't forget, These episodes will be up with transcriptions at seekingalpha.com/WSB. And join the highest level discussion of any stock or ETF with our community of serious investors like you. Find us at seekingalpha.com/subscriptions.